It's time to play What's the Law?
Welcome to the part of the show where I test my guests on how well they know the legends of their voice type. The stakes are high, so listen as I try to stump my guests by presenting 5 unknown but legendary singers and force their best guesses out of them. If I succeed, then I get to give them a Fach sex change. Yes, that's correct, where I make them perform a phrase from an aria of my choosing on the record from an operatic role of the opposite sex. So let's get cleaned up, because it's time for surgery.
You're familiar with the aria Nessun Dorma? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming. So if you don't get, you have to get 4 out of 5.
Oh, dang.
Okay. If you don't get that, then you have to sing a little bit of Nessun Dorma with your best tenorial impression. So I want to hear all chest voice. Okay?
In the best which impression?
Your best tenorial impression, tenor impression.
Okay, you cut out. Got
Or
it.
Pavarotti is fine as well. You know, you can,
Okay.
whatever.
Fantastic.
And if you get 4 or 5 out of 5, then I have to sing a bit of Adieu notre petite table. And that is actually I'm going to change that. I'm going to sing because it's just so sad. I'm going to sing Je veux vivre. That's what I was thinking of as well.
Fantastic.
All right, that was the runner-up. But Adieu, okay. So all of these are on Adieu, all of these examples, and so you just have to name the singer.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
so I think that'll be enough of Adieu. We'll make it happy again with the Jewel song. Hopefully not. Hopefully you've got Nessun Dorma. All right, so go ahead and play number 1 whenever you're ready, and save your comments to the end as well, please.
Okay. Okay.
So what's your
That really
best?
sells.
Yeah, easy.
If I didn't know that one after studying with Henry Price, I'd be in big trouble.
I agree. So these are more or less. No, never mind. They're pretty easy. I debated honestly making you get 100% or not because I think they're kind of easy.
Well, no, I will say I've watched some of the other interviews and I was nervous. I was like, oh man, I might get none of these because I'm still working up from some major ignorance on singers and repertoire. So we'll see.
That's all right. You know, it's if you start in undergrad, it doesn't take too long. I started like just before undergrad because my teacher before going to Pepperdine was like huge Pavarotti, and then he would come over for lessons and be like, no, don't pay me because we're just going to watch a documentary on old tenors. You're like, okay, sweet. So
Fine.
I had a little bit of a head start, but not by much. I didn't know any other voice types until Pepperdine. All right, so you got number 1. Go ahead and listen to number 2, please.
Okay.
You have to listen really closely to this one because there are a couple moments that give it away. Very small moments, only if you know exactly what to look for.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make it easy.
I want to say Collis, but I'm not sure if she sang this. No?
I'll give it to you. Yeah, good job.
Oh, really? Was it?
It was, yeah. I'm not sure if she sang it either. So some of these are not from the operatic performance. They're just concerts. Some of them I'm not actually sure if they're from a concert or whatever because they'll be recording. So that was live. The one before was live from the opera. There's one coming up that's a recording, another concert, and another like live from the opera. So you never know what you're going to get. But good job so far. I need you to miss
Nice.
one. Come on.
Oh, don't worry. I will. Okay, number 3.
All right. Okay, go ahead and play number 3.
I don't know.
This is the tricky one.
Yeah, that is tricky. There's nothing super characteristic about that for me.
But it's amazing, I think. It's such a good one. But go ahead.
Yeah, no,
I love that one.
Beautiful. Man, I don't know. Like, gonna have to guess. This might be your one. Angela Gorgiou.
No. I'll give you a hint, though. It's not Angela Gorgiou. It's another big-name soprano, but from... Angela Gorgiou was bigger in the 90s, 2000s. I mean, she's still singing today very well, but it's from someone about a decade before that's another big-name soprano.
'80s and '90s. Like Kiri?
Oh, damn it. I shouldn't have given you a hint. Good job. That is Kiri.
Nice.
If you get the rest of them right, I'm taking that away from you.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
totally,
Yeah,
totally.
It was Kiri. I love Kiri.
Cool. Oh, I love her too, man. She's great. I love
She's
a
good.
lot
Talk
of
about a
listening
tech.
to her. Yeah,
I know.
gosh.
Talk about it. I love everyone on this list. I do. Some of them are guilty pleasures. Some of them aren't. All right. So we're on to number 4.
Number 4. Well, it's definitely older. There's another guess.
I'm not giving you a hint on this one. Who?
Rainy?
It's not Franny. I'm not giving you a guess on that one. If you listen to it again and I tell you who it is, you'll know probably the first note. So I'm going to tell you who it is, and just listen to like the first 3 seconds of it. It's Renee Fleming.
Oh my gosh, is it really?
It's in like mid-90s though, Renee Fleming. So it is old for her. So, but just listen to like the first couple seconds.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, it's so funny how you can just... How did I even miss that? You know, it's because I got it totally in my head. It sounds a little grainy, so I was like, "Oh, old, got it."
That's just the 90s were notorious for just terrible quality recordings every now and then. You know, you have all these like cassette tapes, and I don't know what it was, but they were so much worse than like the 8 tracks and stuff and vinyl that was before it. I don't know why people thought cassette tapes were good. But yeah, that was I guess that was a trickier one. So, all right.
Oh,
I
man.
still don't know if I'm going to give you that
I
carry.
got that one little thing in my head.
All right, so go ahead and play number 5.
All right, number 5, last one.
Mambo number 5.
It's my girl, A. Trebs.
Awesome, good job. I do like her a lot. Some people are like, I don't know why she's...
I love her.
People have their opinions about her. I absolutely love her. She's like... Have you gotten to see her live before?
I have. I was so fortunate to see her do Don Giovanni at Baden-Baden. Actually, when we were in Germany, we went and we contacted Charles Castronova because he was over there doing the Don Ottavio, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can get some tickets for you guys." And we're like, casual. So 2 of us went. We were sitting in like the 8th row at a sold-out house, and it was, you know, was when she was with Erwin Schrott. He was doing Donji, and it was unbelievable. I was just like, I mean, first of all, she like blows the hair off your face, even in a big house, and I was like, this is nothing. I'll never forget this. And I got to meet her after, and I cried, and it was great.
No way. First of all, you got to meet her, and second of all, you cried when you met her?
I cried right after, luckily. Otherwise, I would have been pretty embarrassed. But we had just done Elixir at Pepperdine, and I'd used like her recordings to watch and everything, because I just loved the way that she moves on stage and how she inhabits a character. It's just like enthralling. So I told her that. I was like, I learned Adina watching you. And she's like, oh, good luck. That's wonderful. And I was like, you're my everything. And then I walked away. And it was great.
How cool. What a cool experience. That's what I got to see her in, was in Elixir at the Met, which is that was the first time where it convinced me, like, I don't care what anyone else says, because some people are like, I don't like Netrebko for whatever reason. I think it's because comes from that time where she was still contracted to sing that like higher rep stuff before she moved on, and was kind of done with that stuff after she had her kid and her voice dropped a bit, and then right. So she had a little bit of trouble, for a couple years. But then as soon as she started singing like Anna Bolena and then like Macbeth and stuff, like she's
bigger stuff, yeah.
She's such a rock star.
I know.
I loved her Adina. It was so memorable and so amazing.
Yeah. So fierce.
I saw her in Bohème as well. She's cool. I love her. She was my soprano crush as well at Pepperdine. Like when I was at Pepperdine was when her first like YouTube video came out of her singing like O Mio Babino and like that red dress, and I was like, oh my God. So anyway, yeah, I was like, how can someone look this good and sing this well? I've been since proven wrong. Okay, so that's it for the opera quiz. Let's see. I don't know how I'm going to score this.
I think you should be fair. I think I missed.
You definitely.
I definitely missed one.
Ooh, you missed Renee, and I gave you Curie. I honestly think it's only fair if we both sing.
I think it's a tie. I think you're right.
Okay. All right. So you don't need to know the words to Nessun Dorma, but I'm putting you on the spot first because I gave you a hint. So you can sing whatever part of it that you.
Can I think I have to do the end.
Yeah. Vincero, vincero, vincero. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's hear it.
I have to do like a tenor though. Vincerò, vincerò.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was really great, actually. And I actually
Thank
heard a
you.
nice little vowel modification up there.
I think you did.
Yeah. Good job. All right. I have no idea what I'm going to do for this either.
Be magical.
I can't. There's no way I'm getting any higher than that. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Definitely
Yeah, all right.
not the worst version I've ever heard. So
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take it. I don't think I could ever be a countertenor, but
yeah, probably not.
it could have been. I have this like Fach envy of wishing.
Yeah.
I love tenor rep so much, but I wish I were a bass.
Me too.
Right,
A
okay.
commendatory dream roll.
Right? How cool is that? Don Giovanni. So cool.
Oh, yeah,
Amazing. That and Colline, like I would love to do.
Oh, yeah.
And King Philip from Don Carlo, like I would just
Epic.
I would love to just melt faces with a huge Zarastro. That would be so cool.
Right?
Ah. I love bass
Yeah.
rep. I love pretending I'm a bass too sometimes when it's really early in the morning. I'm like, I think I can sing a low E maybe right now. No. Yeah. No, Mr. P. Oh, did you ever know Mr. Poland?
No, he
You
was
just
right
missed him,
before
I
got
think.
there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for those of you listening, our choir teacher at Pepperdine retired the year before you got there after 40 years of teaching, and he was very cool. And in a couple of the choirs, I did have I trained as a baritone at first, and then when I got to Dr. Price, he was like, "No, I think you're a tenor." And so another reflection on my turbulent discovery of my technique. But I don't have a problem singing low like other tenors do. And so he actually put me as bass 2, Mr. Poland did, for some of the chamber stuff. And then in concert choir, I was tenor 1. So it was anyway. So I was all confused at Pepperdine. I was all confused. Super Fach confused. I don't know the adverb version of Fachly confused. Yeah. Anyway, all right. This was really wonderful. And so, okay, last thing. Tell me what you have coming up other than the Idaho stuff. You're more specifically you're doing audition season. So tell me what you're auditioning for.
I'm going to sing for everybody and their grandmother this year. So that means all the big summer festivals, Santa Fe, Merola again, Glimmerglass, Wolf Trap, all of the good stuff. And then some young artist programs again, WNO, LA, probably HGO again. Just kind of see. I had really good feedback this year. A lot of continuing to get to the final rounds of things and people just saying, good job, keep it up, just more consistency and another year wiser. And so I'm looking forward to coming back and, hopefully being all of those things. And I've got, a couple little gigs throughout the year scattered about, but I'm hopefully packing the schedule with more and more fun stuff.
Definitely. And is going to Europe at all on your horizon?
I've definitely thought about it. I've had a couple friends now venture over and do Germany successfully. And, I'd definitely be open to that opportunity. My German's not great, but it
would get great in 4 weeks. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, survival German. I would definitely, I would love to do it just because I do think I have the advantage of being able to sing a variety of styles and rep. And I know that can be pretty valuable in a fest situation when you have to sing a ton of different stuff within a year.
I just have to show you my dog.
Oh my goodness! Look at that dog.
He never
What are you doing, baby?
he never sleeps like that. He never sleeps like that. He's fully on his back. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he chills. That's great. And I'm interviewing eventually. I don't know if you know who James Edgar Knight is. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's a tenor. He went to Manus for a little, then Juilliard, and he just finished his first year as a Fest contract at Karlsruhe Opera House.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. He sounds like a young Franco Corelli, which is super cool. So I've got like total tenor envy. But
that's awesome.
He's loved it. Like he's gotten so much. They make you sing so much all the time. Stuff that like you wouldn't think, whether it's appropriate or not, you just have to like do it. And let alone all the concerts and all the like leader abends and stuff you have to do. Like it's so good, and so many people see you, and then your career gets going. And your career sounds like it's already getting going though with all the competitions. Are you doing Operalia this year?
I've definitely thought about kind of venturing into those bigger competitions this year. I mean, I look at the people like who just competed last week, and I'm like, whoa, dang. I know, so many of them personally, and I'm like just in awe of them, and they have these massive, beautiful instruments. So it's a little intimidating to me, but also if I've learned anything from my past experiences in the last 2 years, it's like, well, you'll, get 0% of the shots you don't take. So I feel like I'm in a place that I certainly won't embarrass myself if I go for those bigger things. So I might as well just try and see what happens.
You should, especially with someone with a theatrical background like you, someone that loves to be on the stage. I mean, that's already such a huge advantage. Usually the big struggle with opera singers is like getting them to act, getting them to enjoy what they're doing, because so many of us are just like inside our heads about my technique,
Yeah, no kidding. I always err on the other side. In fact, like a lot of times when I sing Manon in auditions, they're like, really cute, really fun, definitely got a sense of your personality, but I overtook the singing a little bit. And I'm like, right, singing.
Yeah.
So I'm on the other side of that equation, but there is a happy medium. And I am very comfortable on stage, so that's a plus. And the problem for competitions I find is like, and I go back and forth of like having that rep for those occasions, that's kind of like a wow factor. I don't have a lot of those kind of pieces. I sing Dei Vieni, and like, granted, if you can do well in a competition singing Dei Vieni, I think that's good on you. But, compared to other singers, sometimes it's not as flashy as, a lot of that big Verdi stuff that some other people are going to be presenting.
I almost think, yes and no. You said yourself, you go back and forth. It's almost more impressive. Like, imagine a singer coming in and singing Caro Mio Ben and like winning a competition. Like
that'd be pretty epic.
That would be that'd be the most impressive thing of anything, no matter what, if someone's singing Daughter of the Regiment or something, like, doesn't matter. Right. But I also do think a mixture of both, like if you went in with Dei Vieni and you also went in with like, Jill Desari or something like that, that would be, are you singing, you must be singing stuff like that. I don't know if you've worked on that before.
I haven't really pursued it a lot, but that is something on my radar for sure.
Yeah. So tell me what your competition rep is right now, if you're settled on it.
Goodness. I honestly basically offer the same stuff that I do in auditions, like Yap auditions. So Dei Vieni, Je suis encore, Emily's aria from Our Town, or Baby Doe, Silver's aria. Or I just started learning Sonnambula, so that's something I'm going to hopefully offer this year, A non credea, and then the A non giunge. What else?
So that'll be a showier one.
Aria. Yeah, that's a showier piece, so that'll be good and longer, so it kind of gives you a chance to settle in.
That's with oh my gosh, what's it called? The second part of it,
That's the A non giunge, the
cabaletta. The cabaletta, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just blank all these singer terms.
Absolutely. I know.
So that'll be cool. I think that might be a strategy for you. If you've already been winning competitions with the rep you brought in, and it's quite impressive, like especially like the Je suis and with your acting and stuff. If you came in with one kind of showstopper that you also could sing really well, no one's gonna be able to catch you, so very cool. Very cool. Well, it's truly been an honor and a pleasure, Madison Leonard. Thank you so much for letting me ask you some questions.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It's really cool to be a part of that. I think this project is awesome.
That's it for Voice Talks this time. If you enjoy this project, let me know by visiting voicetalks.org/support, where you can offer a one-time gift of encouragement through PayPal or monthly pledge on Patreon to help subsidize the cost of this project, which aren't that much, but they do add up. So even leaving just a $1 tip goes a really long way, and it's super quick and easy. Just use a card or any email address linked to PayPal. And if you choose to become a patron by pledging $15 a month or more, I will invite you to participate in a segment of the show for a listener Q&A with my guests. And if you feel like you just want to be a patron for 1 month, that's fine. Cancel it. So whether you consider yourself an expert or a novice, that's pretty much the best way to be a part of the conversation. If you're listening to this from iTunes or SoundCloud, please don't leave without writing a short review. It's the most direct way you can help get this podcast to as many who can learn from it as possible. And if there's a singer out there you heard that you think I should hear, let me know. There are so many immensely talented emerging professional singers out there. I can't possibly hear them all or keep track of them all. So just send me an email with a link to how I can hear them at voicetalkspodcast@gmail.com. You can visit Madison on her website. Go check it out. Madison-Leonard.com. It's a beautiful website. She's got other media there, other recordings that I didn't show on here, or the full versions of them. And you can also follow her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram using the handle MaddogLeonard. You can follow this show on Facebook and Twitter by searching for Voice Talks, or you can follow me on Instagram directly using the handle SingermanZ. I document all of our travels. We live in the Middle East. Not sure those of you who know that, but it's my birthday next week, and we're going to Sri Lanka. And summer in the Middle East just sucks. It's either too cold inside or it's way too hot and humid. People don't think it's humid because we're in a desert. It's 80+% humidity every day outside. It is pretty brutal, especially the month of August. So I am flippin' excited. My next guest, which I just recorded the interview for, is Ali Lonstein. She's the recent Mimi for the Miami Opera Festival's production of La Boheme, so stay tuned to catch that episode going live next week before we leave. I'm your host and producer, Zach Singerman. Thanks for supporting emerging artists by listening to this week's Young Artist Perspective.